is up, you guys? It's Dustin and I'm back with another video. Now, we have been gone for a while now because we have both been sick. Nick has had it worse than I have, so if you hear him coughing a little bit, I'll try to edit it out.
I think it's hay fever. I have been convinced by TikTok that I have hay fever and a bunch of other people have it as well. I'm someone that I have never had allergies before in my life, but now being in Texas, apparently Texas is like really bad.
Texas is allegedly like the worst place when it comes to allergies, or so I've read on the internet.
I need to do that TikTok where it's like, it's hay fever. I need to do that one.
But there has been a lot going on with Jaclyn Hill in the time that we have been away from social media, and I wanted to come on here and talk about it. Now, before we jump into that, I would like to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Galaxy Lamps. I would like to thank Galaxy Lamp for sponsoring today's video. You guys know that mood lighting is important to me and Nick, and if you've been watching my content, you know that we usually like to put on a light show here behind us. And if you've been watching my content, you've seen the Galaxy projector. The Galaxy projector is super easy to use and very customizable. You can select any color you could possibly dream of, as well as turn the laser on or off from the mobile app. You're also able to set a timer as well as a schedule to turn your Galaxy projector on or off to fit your lifestyle needs. You really can't get much more beautiful than this. It's like having the cosmos at the touch of your fingertips. Right now, if you go over to galaxylamps.co/Dustin Dailey and use the code Dustin Dailey, you'll get 15% off of your order. So thanks again, Galaxy Lamp, for sponsoring this video. I love your products. Now, just quickly before we get into everything about Jaclyn Hill, I kind of want to talk about Jaclyn Cosmetics because we know that Morphe filed for bankruptcy, as well as all the other brands that were like subsidies of Forma. They have been acquired, and this includes Jaclyn Cosmetics. There's an article on globalcosmeticsnews.com that says Cerberus acquires Forma brands for US $690 million debt relief.
Damn.
Morphe was up to its eyeballs in debt.
Yeah.
And we all know that they allegedly didn't pay all these influencers like Jeffree Star, James Charles. We know that Jaclyn Hill got that check. Do you think that Jaclyn Hill got paid?
I don't know. I think in Jen Love's video, she said that Jaclyn wasn't going to be receiving her money.
I think...
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that Jaclyn might not be getting it.
If anybody's getting paid out of all of that, I'm pretty sure it's Jaclyn Hill. She probably had Linda on the phone and was like, look, bitch,
Linda
I want my money.
Linda blocked her number. Let's not even... Now that Morphe is like done and like everything's been sold, Linda's like, bitch, bye. She blocked her.
But this article goes on to say, Cerberus Capital Management and Jefferies Finance have agreed to acquire Morphe owner Forma brands for $690 million in debt relief.
That's crazy.
So they didn't even pay them.
No.
From what this is sounding like, it sounds like they just ate the debt that they gave them, and now they've acquired the company. Forma closed all Morphe US stores at the start of the year, a move that was swiftly followed by bankruptcy filing. And it says why. Bankruptcy court papers reveal that the company did not receive any better bids during a Chapter 11 proceedings.
Nobody wanted it.
Per Bloomberg, leaving the company in the hands of its lenders.
I have a question because it mentioned how Morphe closed all their US locations. Was there a time other than like a large launch, like the Conspiracy launch or like the James Charles palette launch, that Morphe was actually busy inside of their stores? Because I used to go to the one at the Florida Mall, crickets. There was nobody up in that store. Used to go to the one in Houston, the Galleria, crickets. There was hardly anybody up in that store whenever I would go. And I would go to the mall at like busy times of the day. I'm not going like when they're right about to close or like right when they open in the morning. So I don't know. Did anybody else go to a Morphe store and was it busy? Did anybody work there?
The Morphe store that I went to in Charlotte was always dead. There was nobody in there except for the employees. Nobody was buying anything. I honestly feel like they did all these store openings to have like people come in when they had Jeffree Star and James Charles do these openings for them, and they probably made a lot of cash off of that. But like after that, Morphe just died off.
They got a little too big for their britches, I do think.
They expanded like really quickly. I think in my last video that I did about them, they had like 55 brick and mortar stores, which is honestly a lot if you think about it, because Morphe they've been around for a while, but they haven't been around as long as like some other makeup brands, obviously. But I do think that they grew way too quickly. And with social media trends and stuff like that, you can't always depend on the social media following to just run out and buy everything that you put on the internet, like Jaclyn Hill. Jaclyn Hill was the face of Morphe. There's no disputing that.
I wonder if Morphe would be in the condition that it's in today if, say, Jeffree Star, James Charles, and Jaclyn Hill did not get into as many scandals as they did. Because ultimately that did turn a lot of people off to Morphe. I mean, and also when they got rid of Jeffree Star in their store, I'm sure that he was doing a shit ton of business for them because nobody's like, hey guys, got my Morphe palette.
I think that was kind of like the final blow for Morphe when they got rid of Jeffree. But if you look at what happened between James Charles and Jeffree, that's just a drop in the bucket of what happened with Jaclyn in that vault. Do you remember all the vault palettes that had the mold in it and all the refunds that they had to issue? And then you have Jaclyn Cosmetics that issued refunds for all the people that got that lipstick that had all that shit in it.
They are not contaminated. Every single ingredient is FDA approved, and they are not expired.
Do you remember when people were saying that the Vault collections, some of the shades were smelling allegedly like kerosene and lighter fluid?
Yes. Do you remember in James Charles's palette, they were saying that some of the black palettes were exploding? I'll see if I can find like an article, but the eyeshadow pans with the black in it, people were saying that it was exploding.
What the fuck was it made with? Gunpowder?
Girl, I have no idea. With Morphe,
oh my God,
there's no telling.
Do you remember when James Charles dragged Cody Rants?
Yes.
Because of the whole red on her eyelid thing?
Of course I do. He still to this day maintains that that palette is eye safe and all of that, and that's why Morphe is getting sued.
There's a huge lawsuit.
Yes.
His name, the list that I saw of that lawsuit, the James Charles palette was the first name that was on the lawsuit. So he can maintain it all he wants, but clearly there's something up. So my other question is, do you think that Morphe is going to come back and like get back to being on top, or do you think that Morphe is just kind of like done? I honestly don't know any other influencers that they would do collaborations with.
Honestly, since it's going to be under new management, it's not going to be the same old people. I think that Morphe does have a shot if they connect with the right people and they get in front of the right audience. I think that Morphe could come back. Hopefully, they'll do something with quality of products and all of that, because we've all seen all the drama that has come out of Morphe and the quality of their product. Because speaking of Jeffree and Morphe, we all remember how those brushes broke.
Those were so fucking cheap. I went to the store in Tampa with Vanessa. It was like 2019, early 2019, and we went into the Morphe store and those brushes were like up. But you know whose section was like in pristine order? Jaclyn's. Of course, because you know she probably goes by the store.
No, do you know why her shit was in pristine condition? No. Because nobody was buying it. Everybody was buying Jeffree's.
Oh, those brushes were like the most AliExpress looking brushes ever. They were not weighted. They were not luxury. They just weren't that great.
They were very
Morphe
stiff and dry.
I feel like for Morphe standards, it was great. No? I don't know. I don't know anything about Morphe brushes.
But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on that down below, because I know that a lot of you guys were into that story, and I know that you probably would like to know what came of Morphe. Well, this is it. They got acquired because this company that financed them ate all their debt and took the company. But moving on, let's talk about Jaclyn now. Now, we know that everything Jaclyn Hill has done has been documented. She tries to rewrite history every other month, it seems, but Jaclyn Hill has been getting called out lately because of her jewelry, and a lot of people are saying that she knocked off AliExpress.
Yeah, AliExpress, Lana Jewelry, there was another Melinda Maria. All these people that she follows over on Instagram, people are saying that she's like ripping off their jewelry. Now, she did release a statement about the Lana Jewelry one, and she says that she likes to consider herself close to the brand, so therefore that's not something that happened, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but she's saying that she didn't copy the metal. Her designer sat there for months.
Now, of course, Jaclyn Hill did make a statement about this, and it's pretty lengthy. I'm going to read it for you guys really quickly. It says, I want to address some comments I've seen regarding my recent jewelry launch. I love Lana's fine jewelry and have been wearing the brand for years. I have nothing but respect for her as a business owner and someone I've always supported. Yeah, you might have bought her jewelry, but what I'm going to show you guys here in a minute is literally, in my opinion, a knockoff of this brand.
But I have a question, because Jaclyn, I think in that statement, goes on to say that she does make her jewelry like favorite. She like gets inspiration or something. So do people have a problem with that? Because if you look at like Lana Jewelry, which is obviously a luxury, which Jaclyn tried to say Jaclyn Roxanne was a luxury jewelry brand. Let's be honest. Lana Jewelry, her necklace that people are saying that she ripped off is like $800 something. So the demographic of someone that's going to buy an $800 necklace versus someone who's going to go to Jaclyn and pay like, what was it, like $95? It's vastly different.
I think that Jaclyn Hill got so inspired that it's almost a copy. It's like she sat down and wrote out the homework and just changed a few little things about it. But Jaclyn Hill went on to say, my designer and I started working on this lariat necklace after we first launched the disc style chain in my trifecta and stacked coin pieces. I love the style so much that we expanded to a variety of pieces for this new collection, including a lariat necklace that many jewelry brands make. It's hurtful to see comments claiming the idea was stolen when there are clear differences in the design, and I consider myself close with Lana Jewelry. Jaclyn Roxanne is a fashion jewelry line inspired by my personal collection and is intentionally different from others. I hope this clears up some of the questions, comments I've been seeing. So Jaclyn Hill is saying that this jewelry that she puts out is inspired by her own collection that she bought from this damn company. So we've seen the history of Jaclyn. I have talked about it pretty much ad nauseum of Jaclyn Hill copying. She copied Smashbox. There's Face Master. She stole Koze. So it's hard for me to believe or even conceptualize that Jaclyn Hill has ever had an original thought in her brain.
So here's my thing with this. I think it's very interesting that Jaclyn took the time to address this, but she still has not addressed the whole Koze debacle that she's been called out for like many times over.
For months now.
Yes, months and months and months. But in this statement, she did at least take some accountability, and she did let everyone know that yes, she has these pieces in her collection, but hers are a little bit different. So she's admitting that she took inspiration, but she's also telling everyone that she did switch it up just a smidge, just a tiny little fucking bit. The smallest amount, but you know what? At least she let everyone know.
It's just strange that she can address things like this, but she can't address big things like Koze. And we're gonna talk about Koze in a minute, but Jaclyn Hill has proven herself to be a copier, a plagiarist, if you will, in my opinion. Now, Jaclyn has also been getting called out, and people have been saying that they've reported her to the FTC, and she popped off at someone. I don't have that right in front of me right now to share it, but pretty much to summarize, Jaclyn Hill basically said, report her to the FTC all you want, because she's not doing anything wrong.
She said, girl, report me. And that person did. And then directed everybody else in the comment section. Other people were commenting as well that they actually did report her. So she tried to throw a little bit of sass back at this person that was accusing her of not disclosing an ad. But she should have known, like, the way that she popped back at that person and said, like, okay, then go ahead and just report me. Other people were gonna follow suit, and they're like, okay, you asked us to.
It's very reminiscent of when Jaclyn came out with lipstick and the lipstick gate thing started, when she popped off at that person on Twitter and pretty much said, oh, your lips are just crusty. You can't have anything on your lips. Your lips were just basically crusty.
She did try to shame that girl and her dry lips.
It's very much giving me that energy. Jaclyn Hill always has to be the victim. So any kind of criticism that anyone gives her, she's not gonna take it to heart. She's not gonna listen to it. She's gonna run to her Instagram and she's gonna talk about it, just like she did with this jewelry thing, and not take any kind of accountability. You might think she took accountability, but that was not accountability.
Oh no, that was sarcasm.
But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this down below, because I know that this has been going on for a while now.
A very long fucking time. Her whole career even.
Which brings me to the last thing that I want to talk about. So we've talked about Koze a little bit, and if you've been watching me for any extended period of time, you know that I've talked about Koze a lot, basically since Jaclyn Hill decided that she was gonna rip off Kaylin. Well, the Redditors have done it again. They found something. I think it's really important that we talk about it because I have a lot of thoughts about this situation. So Jaclyn Hill has basically rebranded the throws that were once on Koze now for Jaclyn Roxanne.
First of all, does anybody refer to Jaclyn as Jaclyn Roxanne?
No.
Because I heard that like getting floated around that Jaclyn's like, yeah, everybody calls me Jaclyn Roxanne. Who? Like people online?
Until Jaclyn launched that brand, I didn't even know that that was her middle name.
Well, no, I was just thinking because the way that people know her online and to like shop her name, maybe she just wanted to like distance herself from the Jaclyn Hill brand, because I think that was also the reason that she had Koze, and there was nothing like Jaclyn Hill, like not Koze by Jaclyn Hill. It was just Koze because she wanted to kind of distance herself. You know what she wants to distance herself from is the fact that she gets called out every single day underneath every single post. Like, why have you not addressed Koze, and why did you rip off this girl and her brand?
Yeah.
That's giving why she actually switched the blanket.
So we all know how Jaclyn Hill steamrolled Kaylin, took this name, she said that she researched it, and then she made that really snide, asshole-ish remark when she did that weird Get Ready With Me video where she had all that different shit in front of her.
This brush is a game changer. If you don't have this brush, you need this brush. It's by Cosmetics. It just says Heavenly Skin. TM.
At least they trademarked it.
The one where she wasn't going to promote anything or try to sell anything at all, where she even said, I know this is starting to look like a Jaclyn Hill infomercial.
Because it was.
It was.
So Jaclyn Hill came in and took this brand, made it her own, pushed Kaylin out, and now after all of that, she's wanting to rebrand this blanket or throw, whatever she's wanting to call it. It's $140 under the Jaclyn Roxanne name. Now, there could be a couple reasons why she's doing this. One, to get away from the drama that surrounds Koze.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too. Or two, Koze didn't do that well for her, and she's probably going to get rid of Koze eventually, because who wants to pay that much for pajamas? Not from Jaclyn Hill.
No, certainly not.
No influencer is coming out with a makeup brand or anything else that's luxury if they're affiliated with Morphe and their company belong to Morphe. So Jaclyn Hill, I don't think that anything that you're putting out is luxury. You could probably find all of your shit over on AliExpress. And I even found some very similar pajamas to Koze on Walmart for 12 bucks.
I will say there is a high tinsel count in the Jaclyn, or I'm sorry, in the Koze pajamas. There is. It's like 92%, I think.
But Jaclyn Hill has been doing a really good job of like trying to hide her tracks with this Koze stuff because all the tweets about this throw were deleted.
Well, there was probably actually only one fucking tweet. Like, let's be fucking
No, there was a few because I went back and looked what the numbers were and there was quite a few. I don't have any of the deleted tweets, but I know that they had to be in correlation to Koze because she deleted all of the Instagram posts of the Koze Cuddle Me throw.
I'm completely like shocked right now because normally when it comes to a Jaclyn Hill launch, like she'll post like 1 or 2 photos and then it's like completely like ghost until the next launch. Not the cosmetics one. I think the cosmetics one has gotten a lot better about posting things. Which, speaking of the cosmetics one, real quick to sidetrack, people on TikTok are actually really loving the Jaclyn Cosmetics blushes that she came out with. Like, they look very pigmented. They said they don't look like they're watery.
Well, that's surprising, but Jaclyn Hill also did something she didn't think that anyone would notice. Now, on her Koze reveal video, the thumbnail is her holding up this Cuddle Me blanket, right? Jaclyn Hill went in and edited that part out of her Koze launch video. You guys, check this out.
Okay, you guys, I don't know where to start because there's several products in my first collection and I'm so excited about all of them. I can't tell you what my favorite is. I'm just gonna dive in. I'm gonna grab a really big one. So many of you guys guessed it, but I've given a ton of hints away, if I'm gonna be honest, because I'm so excited about this. But this is the Cuddle Me Throw. Okay, you guys, I don't know where to start because there's several products in my first collection and I'm so excited about all of them. I can't tell you what my favorite is. I'm just gonna dive in. We have pajamas.
Well, that's a little fucking dumb. Like, if you're gonna go to the links of deleting every single tweet, every single image, every single part of the video that has it, why would you not go the extra mile, lazy bones?
Jaclyn Hill thinks that she's smarter than all the millions of people that are on the internet that follow her.
Clearly not.
Jaclyn thinks that she can just get away with everything if she erases what she's done. I just find it super shady that she went back and edited that part out of the video, so that kind of solidifies in my mind that she was doing something shady and nefarious with the whole Koze thing because she got so much heat with it and she was pretty much probably like, fuck it, I'm gonna get rid of this, I'm not gonna do this shit anymore. I think she's probably just gonna do the pajamas. But what doesn't make sense to me, if you're selling jewelry, why are you selling throws? The blanket and the pajamas go together, but the blanket and the jewelry just doesn't, like, that doesn't compute for me.
Honestly, maybe she's learning. Maybe she's figuring out that nobody cares about a brand with Jaclyn Hill if it doesn't have her name on it and if it's just Koze. But also, I don't think that she's going to be closing Koze down because remember, she was Oprah approved.
Oh,
they paid the $10,000 or something allegedly to get on that list. Remember, the writer of that list got dragged several times over on the Instagram for that. You know that Jaclyn tries to say a little Oprah approved.
Jaclyn Hill is full of shit.
That's cardboard slippers, like, come on.
But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of this down below. What do you take away from this whole situation with Koze and Jaclyn Hill basically rebranding her throw line and then editing that part out of her launch video while still leaving that thumbnail up? Like, that makes no sense. That's a dead ringer that she edited it out. I think she was counting on nobody noticing that, but like, if you click on a video and something's in the thumbnail, you should see what's in that thumbnail.
I don't know, it's giving just like laziness. And they kind of like forgot to do it. I don't know, I would hope that's not the reason considering they actually did the larger job, which was editing it out of the video. So if you can't just make a quick like thumbnail, like just grab a screenshot from the fucking video, honestly, and just like make the quality a little bit better and call it a fucking day. But no one's looking for that video anymore.
I think that Jaclyn knew that if she did that, people would notice that she changed her thumbnail, so she didn't want to bring attention to it, so she left the thumbnail up. New people that see the video are going to be none the wiser unless they go over to her website.
I just don't get why she wouldn't be like, hey guys, I'm taking the throw away from Koze and I'm gonna have it with Jaclyn Roxanne because I think it fits better over here for some reason. It's odd.
I just don't think that she thinks that Koze's gonna last, and maybe Jaclyn Roxanne is doing okay for her and she wanted to move that over to make it safe, so if she ever does have to get rid of Koze altogether, she still has the throws. But you guys, if you made it this far in this video, leave me the poop emoji down below because I think Jaclyn Hill is full of shit and I don't think she was inspired. I think she copied. That's just my personal opinion though. You take that for what you will. Also, don't forget to check out Galaxy Lamps. I would like to thank them again for sponsoring today's video. I hope you all have an amazing day and we'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.